Okay, hi, good evening, everybody. Today there will be a simultaneous exhibition on chess that will be conducted amongst, junior players of our center. So, yep, we will be starting in about a few minutes' time while waiting for a few other kids to join in. Yep, so I'll comment as we start the game. So as I play the moves, I will be giving comments, and of course, I'll be sharing my thoughts. And this video at the end will be uploaded on our My SKOLA YouTube channel, so that students can also refer to it and really, confirm and I should say double check and learn from their mistakes. All right. So I'll be sharing a screen of the website shortly, and let's enjoy the game as we go along. Okay, so at the moment we have got a couple of players already. We have got Xin here, we have got Yu Xuan, then we have got Justin, and we've got Jen Hao. I'm now looking for, yep, Jen Jun is here. So I think, yeah, maybe we can start now. Let's go. So let me start. Good luck to everybody. Okay, so it's my turn. I will just get going. I have got a bit more time compared to the rest, but yeah, that doesn't give me the full advantage. So let me just get going. So after that is my game against Xin Ying, and I'll be playing C4. Against Jen Jun, I'll play C4 as well. And against Numi, I will go with D4. And against Jen Hao, I'll play C4. So Jen Jun has replied C4, E5. I'll play B3. Let's see what he plays next. Jen Hao, I was also playing E5, but here I will switch things a bit. I'll play G3. So of course, it's always good to switch things a little, just to confirm, and just to double check how well they know their stuff. So D4 and F6. I'll go with my customary knight F3. Learner chess boy, of course, again D4 and F6. I'll play knight F3 as well. And then Xin Ying after C4, E5. Again, I will be going probably knight C3 here. So every game is a little different. G3 for sure, very standard. Knight F6, bishop G2. I want to control the D5 square. G6, I'll play G3. Numi has played this. I'll play bishop G2. Renjun has played knight F6. I'll play bishop B2. And of course, Jen Hao has played bishop C5. I will go knight C3 just to control D5 a bit more strongly. Knight F6 has been played. I'll probably play E4. Okay, so Leonard Chess Boy has fianchettos his bishop. I'll go on bishop G2 now, and let's see what happens next. Oops. I need a bit of reconnection here, as there seems to be some slight connection problems. I hope it's nothing major. Let's see what happens next. Oops. Okay, yep. Bishop G2 is done. Castling, I shall castle too. Learner chess boy has castle, I will castle as well. My Jen Hao has played castling, so now it's my turn. I will play D3. Jen Jun has played D6. I will now play G3 as well. D5, D5, I'll play B3. Jen Hao has now played knight C6. Knight goes appears there. Leonard Chess Boy played D6, and I shall now play C4. And G6 has been played, so I'll play knight F3. C5, now bishop B2. G6, bishop G2. Knight BD7. So probably Learner Chess Boy is looking at pushing C5 or E5, but it's okay. I shall now play knight C3. Xin Ying played D6. I'll play bishop E2. D6. I shall now castle. Takes pawn. Bishop takes. Push pawn. E4. Bishop g4. Interesting, bishop g4. Let me try and test him and see whether will he exchange bishop for my knight. Okay, maybe it's connection problem. Okay, no. It's all well. Bishop g7, I shall castle. Knight c6. Knight c6. I'll go knight h3. So he attacks my bishop. Okay, I shall retreat. Very straightforward. c6 is played. c6 has been played. So what should I do? Now perhaps I'll just play d5. I'll just close the center. Castling. Let me see. Probably I'll just play b3 first. Bishop d7. So Jen Hao did not trade bishop for knight, but rather pull the bishop back to d7. Very interesting. Very interesting. So let's see. I shall now play a3. Xin Ying played knight d7 here. Okay, I'll now fianchetto my bishop. Very straightforward. So Justin has now gone knight queen c7. So let me see. Queen c7. I shall probably play. I'll play knight a3 now. a5, very good prevention move against b4. Very well played, very well. And of course prepares a square for the bishop to retreat to a7 to hide. So what can I do here? Let me see. I shall now play this perhaps. Bishop g7. By Jen Jun, bishop g7. Okay, I shall castle now. c5. So everything is locked. Wow, this is becoming a difficult battle, a pretty difficult one. Let me try and play a3 again. Let's see what happens next. Xin Ying has played rook e8. Okay. Probably I'll play queen c2 first. Black castle. Jen Jun has now castle. So what can I do here? Let's see. Knight c3 perhaps. a6 has been played. I shall now play c4. Bishop a7. Wow, very well played preventative move. Very, very well played. Let me see what can I do now. I'll play d4 in any case. Knight b6. So attacking my c4 pawn. Maybe I shall now reply with this move just to defend it. Pawn takes pawn. See, pawn takes pawn. Pawn takes pawn as well. Makes sense. d4. So it's just pushing ahead. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So let's see what can I do now. So there's not much I can do with my knight. So clearly I need to find a way to rearrange my pieces and get them to, far more useful squares. So what might it be then? Guess the first step that I can attempt is this move first. Yep, the queen and bishop attacking h3, so I have to defend. So I'll ask the question, would you like to exchange bishop for knight? Knight f8, very interesting to play knight f8 here. Let me play rook d1 first. Rook d8, interesting. So what can I do? Let me see. Probably I should play b4 and see. Bishop e6, so it's a good defensive idea. At the same time, there's some threats that it's trying to create. So perhaps I should actually play f3 now. Bishop d7, so the bishop retreated. Very well played. But unfortunately, I think it now allowed white to play b4. I think this is where the key difference lies. Now e5 has happened, so clearly I have to, find and make sure that black does not crash through. So what can I do? Let me see. One opportunity, one possibility is to actually play knight g5. But knight g5 is knight g5. Black will then play bishop f5, and there's really nothing much I can do. So let's see. I think another opportunity exists where maybe knight d2, knight d2, knight b3. I think that is quite interesting. Knight d2, knight b3, followed by b5. That might be a better option. So yeah, so I think let's go for it. Rook b8. Jen Hao, interesting move that he's trying out here. Maybe I can aim for a tactical idea and see if I can catch him off guard. Bishop e3. h5. I wonder what's the plan. Can't quite exactly determine what's the idea here. h5, huh? Let me try a4 now. So Xin Ying has now played h6, trying to stop knight g5, but actually, frankly, I have no interest to play knight g5. I'm only after playing d4. That's my main aim. Wow, black has now pushed h4. This is very interesting, very, very interesting. Let me see what I could do here. If I take the pawn, then knight g4 will come, obviously, right? So what can I do? I think one option I can consider is I can probably play knight e4 now. To think of it, yeah, why not? Pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn. Let's see what learned chess boy does after this. So queen d7 happened. So clearly I'm prepared. I'm playing knight f2. a6. I think learner chess boy. Oh, he has a very no, but actually that move doesn't work. So c5 will happen. Knight e7. So I didn't manage to catch Jen Hao off guard here at all. But still, what I could do though is that I can actually gain a lot of space on the queen side now. So b4 it is. h3, I shall now retreat my bishop all the way back. Let's see what everybody plays now. Okay, so Xin Ying has played knight d7 now, trying to reinforce the position on e5. Let me see what I can do now. I think I can actually play b4. Pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn. Bishop is now under attack, Jen Hao's bishop. Learner chess boy has now retreated his knight to c8. Not exactly a good sign, I think. I think I could possibly push b5 now. Problem though, after b5, then I would lose a pawn. So because there really isn't, unless I go pawn takes pawn, rook takes rook, rook takes rook, queen takes rook. and I still get a passed d pawn, so that could be a possibility, a pretty interesting possibility. Of course, if I push b5, bishop takes, knight takes, pawn takes, and he loses a rook. So yeah, so I guess this is worth a shot. So let's go for it. b5 it is. Okay, so Jenna finally played rook a8, trying to defend the bishop on a7. That's the only way, I think, to ensure everything is sufficiently protected. Now what can I do next? Obviously I can try and strengthen the build-up of my position. Maybe by connecting the rooks, maybe by doubling the rooks, I don't know. Perhaps I think it is possible to double rooks here. But in order to double rooks, I must first move away my queen. So where's a good spot? So maybe queen b3. Knight takes e4, bishop takes e4, d5. So Janjun has now pushed d5 now. That's an interesting thought. Let me see. Pawn takes pawn makes the most sense. Bishop e6. So he's basically challenging my pawn on c4. What can I do now? Let me think through and see. This will probably be the most difficult game, I think, looking at it, because the pawn structure and everything, black does have a slight edge, I have to admit. So it's not easy for me at all. If I were to play c5 now, then b5 is weakened. If I play b5 now, the c pawn is anyway weak. So I guess, the logical choice is to actually play c5. Oh, b6. This is not looking healthy for black anymore. So, but what can I do to ensure I can fully make use of the problem that exists? Maybe I can actually play b5 now. Learner chess by play rook e8. So, but then again, he is definitely in trouble now. c6 has come. Knight takes d5. Knight takes d5. Let me see what I can do. I can actually play knight e4. Why not? f5. Okay, expected. This is a very much an expected move. So I shall now retreat all the way back. See what happens on c6. Interesting, but definitely will still land black in trouble. There's no way around it. Unless if after I play knight d2, he has d5. If d5 happens, so pawn takes pawn, knight takes pawn, knight takes knight, bishop takes, knight takes, queen takes. Yeah, so I still gain some material in any case. What else can I do? So pawn takes pawn, knight takes pawn, that's not good. Pawn takes pawn, bishop takes pawn. That's also decent actually. So yeah, let's go for it. Yep, so Yuxuan has now lost a piece now. So let me see which way should I recapture. I think I should recapture this way. Bishop captures, okay, expected again. Probably what I will do is I will actually play knight b5, further threatening everything. Pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn. Let's see. Let's go for rook takes pawn and see. Very good. This is a very strong move by black. So clearly he has found something, to want to try and win a pawn from me. Okay. Now let's see. So this will be a tough one for sure. Don't expect an easy game here. I probably have to just play queen d2. Force. Captures. Okay, after capturing there, what should I do? I think I should just capture with the queen. Very straightforward. Singeing played a6. Huh? Very careful player that she is. So what can I do? Let me see. I shall just continue a4 and see. Pawn takes rook. So now I'm already threatening to queen. e4. Let me see. How should I continue this? I see. So he's obviously looking at gaining some traction from me then. But I can choose not to take. Huh? So that's the key difference. So what I can do though is I shall not retreat pieces. I should probably just push on the attack. b5. h6. So let's see what can I do here. h6 lands him in this little hot soup. Queen c7, okay, to defend the bishop. Very interesting. What can I do to further pile on the pressure on black? Let me think through and see. Let's go for knight h4. We'll bring some kingside attack going. Okay, so he has decided to go for this move, which is fairly interesting again. I shall now play bishop d2. Okay. Now, let me see. e3 happened. Okay, so he's expecting me to take that, but I don't think that would actually happen. I shall now play queen d3. Rook b8. Expected. Let me now try and perhaps double my rooks. So this one makes a lot of sense. c5. Not sure what is the purpose of c5, but let me think through a little how I want to finish off this game. Actually, a very simplistic way, I can even try and exchange queens here. Let's see what happens next. But then again, there is another little trouble there as well. So maybe it's not so ideal. I think let's go for knight d5. Very straightforward. Knight c8. So he's trying to defend everything, with all his might. Yeah, I'll just park my rook there first and see. Let's paralyze him a little. So queen e7. I think I shall open up a little. Queen c8. Okay. So what can I do next? Let me see. We'll probably try and restrain his pieces a little in the meantime. So what I can do though is I can try and play here. Making sense, making sense. Knight a4, preparing to, you know, keep putting a knight on c5. Pawn takes pawn. Let me think through and see. How do I work? Okay, knight d5, forcing a trade, another trade of knights. Wow, knight e5. Unfortunately, he has lost the bishop now. Queen takes b3 check. h6. h6, huh? h6. Let me see how best should I continue here. Perhaps I shall just realign my bishop this way. I think that's the best. Knight takes d5, bishop takes queen, king h7. Okay, so I guess now I can breathe a little easily, slightly, nothing big, but still there is the threat of knight f3 check. So we're not out of the woods yet, but I guess now I could potentially play pawn takes pawn now. Rook d8, huh? So after rook d8, what I can do is I can actually consider swinging my knight over here. b6. Wow, it's really taking a lot of risks here. Okay, let's take that. Let's capture. Makes a lot of sense now to capture. Queen goes back. If queen goes back, I think I could potentially play take. Let me try and, but if I keep pressing forward, it's also not good. If I were to play c5 now, then she would play c6. And I guess, you know, in most cases, yeah, it's still worthwhile. Okay, c5 it is then. Queen takes e6, expected. I shall now continue with the move. Let me see how best should I tackle this matter. Let's go with rook c1. Let's see what happens. King h7. Very interesting idea. Very, very interesting idea. Bishop d3, natural move. Pawn takes pawn. Huh? Wow. This is really making it a difficult choice for me. We will also do a pawn takes pawn as well. Makes the most sense. I guess with this now, you know, there will be, the smoke will probably clear up in the next couple of moves, and then, you know, white will have extra material plus also very strong pawn center. Should be a pretty decent game. I guess, you know, the internet connection has hung a little. Let's hope it doesn't affect my time too much. So let's see. Taking a little bit longer than expected. Huh? Let me see. Still looking good. Still looking good. Okay, Yushin has lost the queen now. So, and of course he's now losing another knight. So game is gone. Rook takes rook. c6 as expected. I shall now take with a check. b5. Ooh, this is almost considered suicide. Like c5 is coming. Knight takes d5. Huh? Knight takes d5. Let's see what can I do here. I guess in a very easy way, I can actually play queen a2. This is very straightforward win. So bishop has captured. There is a pin. So how do I make use of the pin effectively? So if let's say bishop takes pawn, bishop takes, knight takes, rook takes, nothing will happen there. I guess, you know, maybe the threat of knight d2, knight c4, knight d6, but then again, that is too slow. So none of which, you know, sufficiently effective. So I guess probably I just have to play bishop c4. I think this is the most effective. Queen takes a4, natural move. Not much to worry about here anymore. Knight goes back, brilliant as expected. Knight comes to g5, threatening f7. Queen d6. Okay, so let's see, what should I do in here? There's clearly some weaknesses along the diagonal, but then how do I go about exploiting it is probably the big question. I guess, you know, if it's immediate e4, then you experience the move knight b4. So I guess the logical choice, frankly, now is just to play a3. a3 followed by e4 is good because then knight goes back and I put my queen on e2. So I think things are looking decently good. All right, so let's see what's happening here now. Queen e7. Interesting. I shall now play rook d6. I am trying to double my rook on the d file. Pawn takes pawn, or rather I would say b5. Oh, b5. Okay, so yeah, he is really offering me a lot of material here, but then again, I need to keep everything intact, because if I don't keep things intact, then this thing will probably blow up in my face. So if queen takes b5, rook b8, then there's obviously a skewer. So that skewer is not obviously not very welcomed. So I have to make sure that I have to keep the position a little bit more close. So how do I go about it? What should I do? Knight c4 is coming next for sure. So knight c4 aiming knight e3, or rather knight c4 also opens up pressure on the d4 pawn. So the most natural move in my opinion now is actually to play queen b3. She retreated, bishop g7. Tactically, that allowed me to play this. Rook e8. After rook e8, I shall now continue with e4. The most logical move. Knight c4 occurred as expected. So what do I do next? Wow, there's a knight d2 threat as well. It's quite deadly, I have to admit. Might have to play bishop c3, force. King goes to f8. All right, so let's see what can I do here. Takes, push. To be able to win back some material, and of course you need to start an attack. The other opportunity, the other option I can think of is to actually play breaking through is always going to be a difficult thing unless I decide to sacrifice. So take, rook takes bishop, king takes rook, knight takes pawn, f4, f6, and then everything of white is kind of freed up. So I guess I probably would elect to just play rook g3, just keep things a little simple. Bishop h6, again threatening very, very drastically. The threats are coming along a little fast and furious, I have to admit. But it's okay. I think I should be able to create a sufficiently interesting hideout. I guess one option might be that I should actually try and prevent bishop e3 check, but there's no way to prevent it. So knight e3, bishop e3 check is looking rather dangerous. I don't want to get checkmated, so I have to play bishop f3 for sure. Knight b6. Wow, this is getting tricky. I shall now play probably queen e2. Makes the most sense. Knight e3 occurred, so naturally he wanted to trade. But more importantly, he wanted to also, cause a little trouble in my position. So what should I do? So if I play knight takes knight, bishop takes knight check, king h1, bishop takes pawn, bishop takes pawn, rook takes pawn. Yeah, I can still play rook c1 and still do very well. So I think I'll go for it. Knight f6 happened. Okay, unfortunately, she missed out a very important point, which is bishop takes e5. This one will ultimately cause us some trouble. King h1 happened. Okay. Push e4. Push e4. No good, lah, friend. Queen takes with a check. I think Yuxuan will get mated very soon. Learner chess boy. A6 occurred. Okay. Let me see. Oh, I've actually won a game. Wow. I didn't realize that. Okay, let's see now. So A6 happened. What should I do next? If I play knight b7 here, then queen d7, and nothing happens again. If I play rook c3, rook fc1, followed by rook d3, maybe, but then knight d4 will come. So what should I do next? It isn't easy, huh? This is a tricky one, actually. I mean, obviously, white has the advantage, but it's not easy to realize the advantage, and that to me is the ultimate headache as well. Huh? So maybe I might have found a way forward. I shall now play the very interesting bishop history. Let's see what happens next. So bishop takes d4, bishop takes d4. I expected. Okay. Rook d8 happened. All right. So let's see what's next. If I were to play bishop d6, rook takes, pawn takes, and then rook d8 goes there. Okay, next looks like I'm winning more material now, which is good for me naturally. Here, let's see what else can I do. I think I have to start to open up the game, because if not, g5, g4 is definitely coming. So no more playing defensive, and Mr. Nice Guy. Let's go for it. Okay, go there, check. Takes the rook. Rook d8. Knight b7, not ideal. Queen to e5. Fascinating. Why did he play this move? Let me try and check him first and see what happens. Knight goes down, knight f7 checkmate. Queen takes. Yeah, we'll probably pick up more material e5. Queen d2. This one is a tricky one, huh? Queen takes queen, rook takes queen, everything is coming down. And it's not so ideal. Queen takes queen, rook takes queen. Let me try and play this instead. King h6, expected move again. c6, let's push pawn. Queen e7, let's take the knight. So I've got 2 wins now, 3 more games to go. Oh, queen took back, huh? Okay, after queen takes back, let me see, how best should I proceed from here? Let's go for knight d2, makes a lot of sense. Rook c4. Okay, expected move again. I've got the bishop there holding it. So I need to be able to figure out how do I get my queen to start an attack. I guess the most basic of all, I can actually get my rook down already. So, but it's still a little dangerous. So let's see how do I combine the threats with some, very interesting executions. And that should be the way to go. The other way to look at it might be the fact that I could try and threaten this rook. So I might choose to combine both and see. And then we'll see how or what the outcome might be. I think the first step will have to be rook d1. This has to be a must. All right, so queen takes e2, rook takes e2. Queen goes back, natural move. I guess I can actually play rook e3 here. Yep, I think I definitely can play rook e3 there, and I'll probably follow. Oh, knight d4 has been played. All right, so this is getting not easy again, not easy. Yeah, there's some dangerous tactics going on everywhere. So I guess I can actually play here, rook e3. It's definitely possible. Rook c2, so it's looking at sacrificing and finding a way to come after my king. So let me see what I can do next then. So if I go down queen f7, queen f8 check, not much is happening there. Maybe it's time to play queen a6 just to hold things a little. Queen goes back. All right, so she's moving into an ultra defensive mode. Knight e4. Let me try and move forward. So he came through with rook b8. I have to retreat my knight naturally. I have to play it here. Let's see what happens next here. Oh, queen d4. Okay, so he has played queen d4. So if I take, obviously it's checkmate. But then again, I won't take, obviously. So I'll just play queen d3. Bishop goes over there. Interesting point. Let me try and play rook d1, further disturbing the game. A5 has been played. So what should I do next? Wow. Even this is also turning out to be a lot harder than expected. Huh? So I might have to just play rook knight d3, I guess. Oh wait, hold on. I think there might be a nice tactic somewhere. actually here, knight a6, why not? Queen takes, if rook takes, then there's checkmate, but queen takes, I will take with the pawn. This is how I win the game. So queen c7, after queen c7, then I will have to play some other move. Most natural of which would be queen g2. Makes the most sense. King g7, king g7. I shall now, let's see, try and push the pawn forward. If I push d4, g5, d5, g4, bishop takes, pawn takes, d6, king, d7, king. I shall win. All right, let's keep going. Ah, okay, so he played there. Well, what can I do next? Okay, let's correct the pawn. f4. What for? Don't fully understand this, but I'll take the pawn. Doesn't seem any danger. So king g8. After king g8, now what should I do next? Let me see. Knight g3 makes sense. Knight takes rook makes sense. Rook goes there. I just push pawn takes, push pawn takes, push pawn goes back. I can just keep pushing my pawn and I should win the game. Oh, keep pushing then. Bishop g6, huh? Bishop g6. Let's just now try and free up a bit of space for my king. So let's see. Rook takes. Keep pushing. Rook e7. Interesting. Why rook e7? I wonder. What is he trying to do? I think I can try and get a pass pawn now. No, knight d5 makes a lot of sense. First time queens. Probably I should be on a roll. If everything goes well, I should be able to win all 5 games today. So that covers pretty much the very interesting. I mean, it's interesting for the kids. So it's always fun for them. Bishop goes there. Another free material. Sinjing is definitely in trouble now. Rook takes. Knight takes, pawn takes, naturally. Oh, Xingyin has moved. Knight takes bishop. King goes there, push pawn. Knight c2, wow, this is interesting, huh? He presses on, so what can I do next? I think I can actually play rook e2, and I think the knight is gone. Queens. King takes. Let's go for a bit of check. Let's see what Zheng plays now. e4. He's really making it very difficult for me. Very, very difficult. So if I take the knight push pawn and I block, he'll take the bishop, right? Take the knight push pawn and take the bishop, he pushes, and I'll probably be in trouble. So what can I do next? Now, obviously, the simplest one of all is that I can just take the bishop first. Take the knight, push, blocks. Takes the knight, push, blocks. So naturally, just have to go for that. All right. So let me see what I can do to find a way to checkmate as quickly as possible here. What is Simul play? Okay, I think checkmate. Okay. King takes, rook takes, check. Let's go for this. Genjun has taken the pawn. Okay, but there's nothing much he can do. Check. Yep. This game is also ending soon. Let's see what Genjun does here. Oh, he has gone over there. Yeah, I will check this way. Yep, naturally. Genjun played g5, which means I'll follow with d6. Goes over there. I shall now play check here. Picks up the rook. Queen comes here again. Let's see what Genjun does. Oh, king comes up. All right, I'll just retreat here. Everything should be fine. Yeah, I think let's go for this check now. I think no more toying around. Keep pushing. Keep going. Checks. Queens and mate. All right. Checkmate. Okay, so all 5 games are done. So there you go. 5 games played, 5-0 win. So basically that's it for today. A good game, everybody. And we'll use some of these games as lessons material for classes for the kids going forward. Thank you very much, everybody, and have a good night. Thank you. Thank you.